gentlemen, boys and berries, it's me, Bradley G. at Synergy Cafe here in the World Nerve Center headquarters of Fridley, Minnesota, the armpit of Anoka County. So today, I have a special guest today because I know who it is. This isn't a surprise to me. This is somebody I've known for quite a while because she's blood. She's my little niece, and she's down in Austin, just down 35W. And that's not Austin, Minnesota. It's Austin, Texas. Dun, dun, dun. So I have to go to the green room and get her. So if you hang on tight, I'll go get her. I'll be right back. There she is, Desi.
I love that music.
Hi.
Hi, I was jamming to it.
I grew it in my own garden.
I like that.
Nope, I actually just got it right off of StreamYard here. It's just their own little thing. No, it wasn't StreamYard, it was Canva.
Oh yeah, you've talked about that.
Yeah, Canva. That's what I do all my little graphics on and all that fancy dancy little stuff because I'm not that's all I did this thing on. Bum, bum, bum.
Oh, so does my sister-in-law, Missy Peterson. She uses Canva for her stuff.
Yeah, I used the free version for the longest time, and then I decided, you know what? I hate it when you get that little thing that says, "This is premium. Would you like to upgrade?" And I go, heck with it. I'll just upgrade. So now I can do anything with Canva.
Really? Can you actually like do a real garden outside with Canva?
I bet I could. A real garden, like a virtual real garden, or a real garden?
Like, can you go and hoe the garden?
I could put it on my phone. I could set that on the fence, and then I could just go hold the garden while I'm with my Canva.
Okay, very good. God, you're such a smart ass.
I'm a magician. I can do anything.
This is true. Sorry, bleep it out.
Let's talk about you.
Okay.
You grew up. Were you born in California or Minnesota?
No, I was in Minnesota, Shakopee.
Minnesota, I remember. I remember when your brothers got crazy and they went to Brambilla Motors and screwed up a bunch of cars and got in a lot of trouble.
Oh my God! Really?
Yeah.
Oh, this is great.
They did some I don't know, keying them or scratching them or throwing rocks at them, and they wrecked a bunch of cars.
And here I heard they were like angels all the time.
They were, but they weren't then.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Kids will be kids, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you grew up here. I remember Shakopee, and I remember when you guys went out to California and then you came back here and you saw snow and you all really, like Pat, I don't know if you were involved with that, but
no,
they were all excited about snow.
No, I'm the baby. So I was born in Shakopee, so I stayed there in Minnesota, and I didn't leave until I was 18.
It's a good place here. I mean, I've never been to Austin, so I got to come down and visit you, even though I haven't done that. One of these days.
Yeah, I heard it was a good town. So actually, when I went away for some military things when I was 17. I joined the military. Mom, your sister, had to sign my paperwork because when you're 17, you're stupid, and so your parents have to sign, your life away.
Sure.
And so they signed that. She signed it. And so I went to basic training, yada, yada, school, yada, yada. And then when I was 18, I actually moved to Kansas where I had done my on-the-job training portion, which was x-ray. And anyway, I got the hell out of Dodge because, no kid wants to stay where their family is in that time. Usually, in their 20s or whatever, they want to get out. And because I think I had already gotten out in the world, I was a little more, I'm out of here,
Sure.
So I left. And then I was in Kansas for 11 years. And I started doing some traveling, having some fun, doing some things. And I'm like, I want to leave and I want to go somewhere different, fun, more things to offer. And I heard Austin was fun. I wanted to say Central Time Zone.
Yep.
And so I could talk to your sister, visit her.
Makes sense.
And I chose Austin. And
Austin is one of those bohemian cities like Asheville and Boulder and Santa Fe and Portland.
Yes. I had heard Boulder would have been a good city for me, but I'm glad I chose Austin.
Yeah, nice and straight line. Like you said, Central Time. That's why I do some stuff in Costa Rica because we're on the same time zone. It just makes it easier for me.
Wow. Yeah.
Certainly.
Yeah, it's tough right now because I've got a sister in Phoenix area, and then I've got a brother here in Central Time, and then I got a brother over in Indianapolis. So it's like, what time is it? Who knows?
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. Now, whenever I think about you, I always think about your Mini Cooper culture, because it seems like whenever there's something on social media, you're always in a big old train of cars, all these little Mini Coopers all over the place. And you guys,
Yeah.
you're like Harley drivers with those things. Do you have you got a lot of tattoos? Do you got a Cooper tattoo?
No.
You're probably gonna get one now.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I know people that do. I mean, my tattoos are different. They're of me. But I mean, the
Okay.
shirt I'm wearing is from here. It's backwards for me. So it's Detroit. So there's it's backwards on the thing here.
No,
so
it's okay.
we stopped at a snowmobile museum on Mini Take Things where Mini USA does a thank you every other year, and there's a charity person thing like what's the dog thing? Best Friends Animal Society, or Feeding America. We don't know. They're about to announce the registration for this year, where we're going. And at any rate, you get to travel around. And this one in 2016, we drove from Atlanta all the way up seaboard, eastern seaboard, up into over the Mackinac Bridge, down through Detroit. And I got this great shirt.
Wow.
We went to the Snowmobile Museum, and they gave us some cool Mini Cooper swag. And anyway, it's cool. And here we go.
Got it.
Anyway, so I've got enough Mini Cooper apparel for that, and it's great. They say Mini is family, and I wouldn't have gotten to see. I only have one state in the U.S. that I've not been to, largely in part because of Mini Cooper.
What state have you not been to?
I've not been to Alaska.
Oh.
So, well, that's a lie. It's a bold-faced lie. It's a lie. So this summer, I'm going to be hitting Wyoming, Washington, and I love Menopause Memory, Montana, because the Mini takes the states. So we're driving up. So, and we'll be with like 800 to 1,000 other Minis, so it's a blast. And we know tons of people, tons of them. And it's going to be a blast. So, we're going to reunite and rally and yada, yada.
Do you remember when I had a Jeep?
No.
Yeah, I had a 1948 Willys Jeep that I think my dad had it, and then Tim had it, and then I got it. And,
I just know about your brother, about Tim having cool cars. Like, what are those big ass, long? You can still see them coming after they turn the corner.
Okay.
What does he do right now? It's got like the wood grain sides and stuff. They're Buicks. Aren't they Buicks?
I always forget the name of them too, but they're like big giant boats. They're wide and low.
No, I don't think it's a Buick. Then you would have seen the three, the old Buick.
It's like a Roadmaster, I think it's called.
Yes. It is a Buick then.
Yeah, he's had like 2-3 of them at the same time before. Now he's got 2. But yeah, he loves those big things.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's go back to you, because you and I have not had a lot of time to just sit down and have coffee and talk in depth. There's usually somebody else that's in there. We haven't really gotten to really know each other, even though we've been family and stuff, but there's always somebody else around. So now we're together, and you've got a book. What's your book about?
Nothing and Everything.
Perfect. There it is. Does it have a title?
It's a long...
Show me big.
I was going to drop an F-bomb, but I realized we can't. It's a long-ass title.
Long fucking ass title. Connection, Confession, Redemption. Got it. And it's available on Amazon and all the other places you can buy it.
Yeah, all the places. Kobo, blah, 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 blah. So this is the thing. So for years, people were saying, you should write a book. Because, I have interest from, the Mini community. And so it's kind of like I'm an influencer before the word or the word influencer was taken, and you're an influencer, let's pay you, right? So I got a Mini Cooper, and I love the whole community. And then Mini Takes the States was 2014 coming through Austin, and my wife got a Mini, and then it was on like Donkey Kong. And then I got a convertible, and one friend got a convertible, another friend got a convertible, and then blah 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 on from there. So it's like influencing. They're like, man, you need to write about this, because they'll get a convertible. I'll say, okay, you need to know in the back, in the boot, if this happens and the top thing gets disconnected and you can't put it up, this is how you do this. So this is a fix on how to do that. And I think different ways on how to fix things or whatever. I like to help people. Like whether you want to fucking help or not, I want to help you ass, right? Or this is where the best site to get paint for that. Don't do this, or whatever. And it's just like that. Or I did triathlons for a while. I learned how to swim so I could do a triathlon. And this is how I did that. And this is why you need this and this for a triathlon. This is why carbon fiber shoes are great for a bicycle. And I'll talk about just tons of shit. I don't know why, blah, blah, blah. I'm like your sister, blah, my mom.
Okay, so when you say it's everything and nothing, you're kind of saying that it's like a lot of different stuff that with no specific topic, it's got a lot of different things in it. Sort of this is what I've done in my life, and you can probably use some of these tips too.
That's exactly it. Yeah. And friends that have read it, they're like, it's like sitting down and having a cup of coffee with you. Like, I can hear you saying this. Yeah. And you know what? Some of this stuff I didn't know. Like, it talks about confession. I started out, I was going to get a little deeper, but I'm like, you know what? Fuck that. I'm not going to do that. But some things I did. Like I was going through such a dark time when I left Kansas to come here. I was thinking about suicide. And I'm like, I need to change something here. What can I change? Kind of like your situation. This is not going to change. What can I do? I was in a situational thing. So I'm like, I'm getting out of here. I'm going to go. I can do that. It's big. Either I go in the hospital or I leave. And I left. And so I talk about that a little bit. And then it's okay. You stub your toe, you're in pain. Why not talk about you stub your damn brain? It's so important to talk about mental health. It's one reason I quit my job recently is I was thinking about suicide again, 25 years later. And it's important to talk about that. And that's part of this. And it's important to talk about that. And during this time in Kansas, my doc said I had a probable miscarriage. And I didn't even think twice about it. I was like, whatever, and it was such a big thing in my life that I was going through that meant nothing. That meant nothing compared to this other shit that I was going through.
Right.
But just different things that may relate. You can take what you want from this, but people said to do it. Your wife told me. She said, Desi, we were sitting around a cafe in Minneapolis in October of 2020. And she said, you need to do this. I'm like, okay. So that Monday when I got back home, I started writing. I took her editor and finished the book in a month. And it was published December of 2020.
Well, it's nice to hear that she encouraged you.
Oh, she did. She finally just gave me the tools that were needed. That's all.
That is sometimes you wonder how, like some people say, I want to start a podcast, but I don't know how to do it because you got to do all these little connections and the right microphones and all that stuff. And they get overwhelmed with the tools and they never get it done.
Yeah.
Just give them the tools. It's pretty easy to put together an IKEA desk when you got that little Allen wrench.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's what I like to do is give people the tools and go, stop looking at the forest. What's this tree? What tree which path is good for you? Stop looking at the whole damn thing because this whole thing is not you,
Right.
So yes, that's what my editor wrote the back part, of it. So it's like, this ain't your mama's memoir, or maybe it is. So, and she talks about stuff in here. So basically this is what it is. And the only thing that's changed really in what I, about me in here is my relationship with God. Back then I was like, I wasn't sure, I really didn't believe in God until I was 30 something, 32. For me, it was like a chemical change. I was sitting there in my chiropractor's office and I was like, holy shit. I just had this sweat come over me, all this. I'm like, I think this shit's real. And I just started bawling, it was great. And then after your sister passed, my mama, a couple years ago, no, as of a few days ago, it just hit me. And it was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. And my life has just been blessed ever since. That me personally, I believe wholeheartedly in Jesus and the love of God and whatever, Yahweh, whatever you want to. And I just see that. And I see it every day. And I feel bad for the prior self that I was, that person that didn't. And I went through these struggles alone. I understand footprints in the sand now, that I am never alone. And I couldn't do these things before that I'm doing now, quitting my job and then retiring, leaving 36 and a half years of medical imaging, helping all my patients, being that.
It's things like that, those little ahas that they seem like small things, but they're massive. It's like, oftentimes when I'm trying to explain something to someone, I'm a visual person, so I'm more of a visionary. So I'm doing stuff way out here, and then I'm trying to explain it to them by showing them this big picture way out here, and they're hesitant to take that first step because it seems so big. I don't want to jump there, so it's hard for me. I got to reel it back in and say, okay, this is what we're going to do, little teeny thing.
You think we were related or something?
Yeah, little teeny things.
I've been watching more of your YouTube things, and you're chatting with someone who's interviewing you since you said, hey, do you want to do this? And I'm like, holy shit. It's so cool seeing how we're related in different, you know what I mean? Like, okay, so this must be from this family line, like, so on my left arm some of these are our direct ancestors, so there's that's not him, that's Peterson.
Yeah, you're the honorarium.
There he is. Lawrence, or where's he at? Tietzel. Yeah, James Tietzel. Our grandfather.
Yeah.
That must be from the Tietzel line. That kind of a thing. And it's so neat seeing that. That's just why I did this on this left side. And I do talk about it in the book. And the book came to print so fast, we never got any photos of this.
Well, sometimes they say a picture's worth 1,000 words, but sometimes a word is worth 1,000,000 pictures. Because you can interpret different words different ways.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes it sullies it when you see it.
Like, as an example, the word God. Some people think, oh, that's the guy up there with the beard and he's got a staff and he sits in this big throne. Other people go, oh, that's the ultimate universe. God is all that is and all that isn't. Other people say Jesus is God. So he's got a beard and he walks a sandal. So one word can mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people.
Absolutely. I say whatever it means to you, whatever lifts you up, then that's what it is.
Totally. When on the spiritual path, I started getting on a spiritual path. When I hit 40, I had a midlife crisis, and I read Deepak Chopra's 7 Spiritual Laws of Success, and that resonated real well with the way that my brain thinks logically, so I could really put it together simply. I read it 3 times in one night. I read it over and over. It's just a small book, but it's got 7 different things, and it's really easily laid out, and that got me into more of the metaphysical stuff. And then I remember once I was a similar type of situation, I had a business that collapsed, and I was sitting at my desk because everything fell apart. It was interesting how it happened and how the universe and God does stuff. There was someone that's saying, are you going to keep this going? Or are you going to close it down? I said, hey, Leslie, I don't know. Well, I need to know. Are you going to close it or keep it? And I go, you know what? I'm not sure. She goes, well, I need to know. Finally, I slammed my hand on the table and I said, I'm closing it. As soon as I did that, the guy from the building came and knocked on the door and gave me my papers because I was behind in rent.
Love it.
So that happened, and when she left, I was in the office all by myself, and I had my hands in my face in my hands, and I'm going, what the hell am I going to do? I got all this debt, and I got these things, and then all of a sudden it hit me, and that's when the concept of Christ or Jesus came in. I realized that I'm me, God is all that is. Oh my God, there's a bridge, there's a connection. That's what they're talking about. That was the big aha for me.
Yeah.
But then now it just makes sense. Anyways, back to your book. How long have we gone here? We've gone about 19 minutes, and I keep these to about 20.
Okay.
So
that's done. Let's go on to this.
Yeah, what is that?
It's a Shakeology.
Yeah.
I add some stuff to it, but even though it's got 72 ingredients, I've been a Shakeology drinker since 2012. It's by Beachbody. I'm a Beachbody coach, which just means that if you do this, if you get it, if you want to do some of the programs, I'm here to help you with it. And And if you want to be a Beachbody coach, basically what I wanted to do with it is people that buy it through me, it just pays for my Beachbody, my Shakeology every month, which is great. It feels good. And it's not that Herbalife bullshit chemical shitstorm. I freaking hate that shit. Tastes like shit. I know. Sorry, I get so pissy. It's like it tastes like shit. There's some things that are maybe less expensive on the market, fine, but it works out for me because, you know, it's kind of paid for. But yeah. Anyway,
what I do with these videos, just so you know, is they're up on the internet on YouTube, and I take it and I chop them into little shorts, and then what that does is it chops it in and it gives it different titles, and then I put that up on the internet, and it finds out which ones are the titles that are grabbing the juice, and then I propagate that on different blog posts. So then what I will do is take your links for your book on Amazon and your Beachbody link, and I will embed that into the content and direct people that way. So that's how I do this game. Some people don't understand because I do it different because I am different.
Gotcha. Oh, and I've started to make some T-shirts for our local little Mini Cooper thing, and also for Mini Takes the States. And so I'll send you a link for my T-shirt things. And so the monkey is me. There we go. The monkey is me, and I've made a cool shirt thing for like monkey time. We're gonna do some monkey business. We're gonna me and Cindy, my wife, we're gonna go through all these state parks and all these things on the way, and that's our route for Mini Takes the States as well. And so the monkey's part of our it's my logo thing that I made through AI. Learned that this year, how to do shit with that. And anyway, I'm gonna have that up on my shirt, and we can put the link to that, and I'm gonna keep that live after Mini Takes the States and stuff is done, and be adding some other stuff in there, so people will be like, I like that shirt, I love this monkey, hey, can you make this design? Hell yeah, I can make that for you. I'm going to do this cross-country trip. Can you add these in for me and my family? Like my lovely friend Tanya Carroll and her husband David, the whole fucking family's going this time. I made them special shirts, and I came up with this little car. It's a classic Mini that they just purchased, and turns out it's exactly like their car that they're going to have it made into, with the lights and the stuff. And I put the Carroll family takes the States.
You don't like that.
Oh my God. They were like, really? I'm like, yeah, love you.
Well, I've got some ideas for T-shirts and QR codes that I'll share with you after.
Okay.
This. So I'm going to pop into the green room, and I do have those.
I like the music in there.
Huh?
I like the music in there. I'm going to be jamming.
And the digital hors d'oeuvres, the locale stuff.
I like that. It's fine.
If I snap my fingers, there's some Beachbody stuff in there you can have.
I like that. I got a coffee too.
Green room. Well, this has been fun. What's some parting words you can share with the people that may be listening here, and they can maybe comment on it, their thoughts?
Enjoy life. Enjoy life. Love. Give love. Reach out to somebody. Ask for help. If you ask for help,
I was gonna ask you specifically about that, because that was one of the things you had in your little title.
Yeah.
About how you make friends by asking for help.
Oh, Jesus, do it. People want to talk about themselves. Sometimes if they don't want to talk about themselves, they want to help you. So for fuck's sake, if they offer, take it. Take it. Take the offer. I mean, I want to cry right now.
Someone says you're amazing.
Yeah, she's amazing. Fuck you. She knows what I'm talking about. Love you, Radana. Yeah, reach out. Say, hey, Radana, what do you think about this exhaust? I may not give a flying fuck about her exhaust, but I want her help with that, and they talk about it, and it starts a rapport and a bond. And I started doing that with different people this year, and I have made some great friends doing things, asking for help. Oh my God, it's been great.
Well, that happened with me with another car club. I used to be in with that Jeep I had, a guy from Go Four Wheelers. It was more Ford Bronco owners, but I was broke down on the side of the road, and sure enough, a 4x4 person comes to help out, and that helps when you got that little.
Yep. Well, plus, I don't look like such an asshole. Like, oh, she wrote a book about the stuff. You think you know everything, But if I ask somebody else, and they're doing that, like, oh. Okay, she's not just up there yakking like what Pet Detective when he's got his ass doing this thing, on the. I'm up here talking about the. She's not all doing that the whole time, brings my shit back down to earth, which is true. You know,
Yeah.
I want help.
Ground yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, kid. Desirella, thanks for
All right,
sharing your knowledge, wisdom, and experience.
Uncle Bratley, wasn't that what your sister called you?
I don't remember. I didn't listen to her.
Shut up. Uncle Bratley. She did sometimes.
I was Bradley the Brat. That's correct.
Uncle Bratley. I can't
Okay,
call
I'm
you
going to
that.
put you in the green room. Stick around. We'll have another conversation. Other than that, I'm going to close this one down. Thank you very much, Desi.
Bye-bye. Love you.
Love you too. Just like that. That was my little niecey Desi. I don't have her book, but I might get it. I'm going to put the links in there, but I appreciate you guys tuning in. We've been here for 25 minutes. Sorry if we took too much of your valuable time, but learn to love it. Enjoy the rest of your day. Be good, be kind, be nice. Did I say be nice? I did. Be nice. See you later.